May God protect us from Clock 19.
Yo, what's good with y'all, man? As y'all know, in my last video, we pretty much went over some of the 2K26 leaks and what we can expect going into 2K26 in this video. If you haven't watched that, make sure y'all boys go check that out. But in this video, we got pretty much some leaked information and leaked news about builds and some of this stuff y'all really gonna want to hear. So make sure y'all boys like the video, sub if you're new, turn on post notifications, all that, man. But if y'all don't know who Uncle Demi is, every year before the game drop, he be dropping leaks and like leaked information about the game every year. Pretty much like he a 2K insider, you know what I'm saying? He got, you know what I'm saying, he got the sauce. And he talked about a lot of things about tall guards, animation requirements, play styles, and stuff like that we can expect to see going into 2K26. So I'm gonna roll some of the clips what he talked about from All City Live, reacting to it, and then we gonna talk about some of the stuff while I got some old gameplay from what I don't even know what season this was, but there's some old gameplay that I got in the background. But we're gonna be talking about some of this stuff, and you know, let me know in the comments how y'all boys feeling about it. But yeah, we finna talk about this right now, man.
Say is that, you know, big guards, big builds will have, you know, a really good opportunity to dribble in 26. So if you're looking to have bigger builds that beforehand just couldn't get the SIGS and animations, as the NBA starts to progress and these guys are getting bigger, taller, and being able to handle the ball, you can feel confident in having a guard build, a lead guard build that can dribble as your primary ball handler.
So he literally just said that we will be able to run tall guards as primary ball handlers. So that can mean having higher unpluckable, having way better animations, but we will definitely be able to bring tall guards back again, like real point forwards. So that's what he pretty much saying right there. So y'all can, you know what I'm saying, we definitely gonna go crazy. We might make a 6'10" off rip, but y'all definitely gotta hear more about what we're talking about right here.
As you can see, you're capped out at 6'7". Expect to be able to be a little bit taller at the point guard spot.
So we should be able to make 6'9" to 6'10" point guards next year. I'm telling y'all right now, it's finna get scary when I make that 6'10" point guard day one on 2K26. But y'all see how crazy we went with tall guards this year. We gonna be able to go even crazier next year.
Say here is that, as you can see here, 78 is where you're capped at. What I will say is that effective dribble moves will be giving to the taller builds. So again, you know, we're capped out here, but expect that. Also dribble styles, expect the dribble styles to also help tailor for the bigger builds to be able to dribble. Expect the builder to be the same, almost about the same.
So y'all here, right here, you can expect, you know, we should be getting a lot more animations on big guards, and we can expect the builder to be about the same. Now, here's like me personally, I feel like like a lot of people say the gameplay makes the builder, and that's 100% true. But in recent 2Ks, especially next gen 2Ks, I feel like steal has been like way too accessible. Like I feel like if you have really high steal, you should only lockdown should be able to get those type of ratings, and I feel like the builder kind of messes with that. You know what I'm saying? Like the builder, I feel like it's a problem when people can do way too many things. It takes away from the skill gap. But we can expect to get a lot more SIGs and dribble styles on tall guards that actually work this year, and the game is going to focus on making it be able to work this year so we can get some more variety.
So it seems like 2K is removing height restrictions on animations. If you create a taller point guard build and you have the attributes to meet the requirements for a particular animation, you guys will be able to make that happen on NBA 2K26.
I mean, you know, it's been the same since 2K21. Expect it to still be the same.
Talking about the builder.
You know, everything is going to be free-formed again. So expect it to be, you know, some of the same situation stuff with like cap breakers and that type of stuff.
So yeah, we should be getting no height animation restrictions, which I feel like is something major. We definitely need that in the game. It's just one problem. So now that it's only NBA player animations in the game, something like Patty Mills, not even something like Patty Mills, that's my only issue. So as y'all know, Patty Mills is the most OP jump shot in the game, but for some reason the animation threshold is only at 84 midi or 3-point. So that's like, that could easily be like a 7-3 with like shorter arms having an 84 midi this year, like on 2K25. And then they would have like something like Patty Mills, which would be completely broken. So stuff like that, like something like a Patty Mills jumper and just like super OP animations, those should be like very high attribute threshold. Something like Patty Mills should be like at least a 95 and a 95 attribute rating and up to unlock that animation. So that's my only problem with that, is like they just got to make sure the animations fit right for the no height animation restrictions. So that's like, let's say for example, I have a 6'7" build with a 92 ball handle. If I can get that animation, let's say I wanted Trae Young signature size up on my 6'7", I should 100% be able to do that if I meet the animation requirements, you know what I'm saying? And then for the builder, like I said, it's gonna be, or like I said, it's gonna be like a free-form builder. Like it probably not gonna be the exact same as 2K25, of course, but it's gonna be a free-form builder like we've had on every next gen 2K. Now, if the gameplay is real good, you know what I'm saying, the builder not gonna be too much of a problem. Like I said, my only problem is still being too accessible in builds, being able to do too much stuff, you know. But you know, I was hoping for more like some like dual archetypes with cap breakers type thing, but looks like we're gonna be getting another builder with cap breakers again.
When it comes to big man contact dunks, expect that to not be capped at 6'10". Expect that to be just solely based on your standing dunk rating. So if you're able to get that standing dunk rating to get the pro contact dunks, which is an 80. So if you're 6'6" and you're able to get an 80 standing dunk, then you can get the big that standing contact dunk.
You see, this is what makes 2K fun, like stuff like that. So without having the animation height restrictions, we can make so much more fun builds. Like if I wanted to make a lockdown type build that was like just hella athletic and he can get big man contact dunks, but he only 6'7", like that sounds crazy. And it's real, like players do that type of stuff in real life. Look at people like Gary Payton Jr. and people like that, just like athletic, smaller, just like freak athletes that smaller but can still, you know, go crazy and do crazy type dunks, stuff like that. So having the no height animation restrictions is not only good for like people like me who like to dribble a lot and stuff like that, but for everybody and just making the game like funner in general.
One thing I will say is that expect shooters to get more of that 2K.
Did you say shooters?
19 type feel, type vibe. You could have a lower rating and still be able to shoot.
To watch. If 2K gets rid of this restrictive type of gameplay, we could expect to have fun again in NBA 2K26. A lot of people feel like 2K26 is basically 2K25.2. What Uncle Demi is describing here is reverting back to the heyday of 2K games.
You know, it's almost like going back to the roots, man, of where, you know, the game where people were really having a lot of fun with that. The movement, what that's going to be is really going to be predicated on, you know, how well pro play is implemented after, I think this is his 4th year.
So as y'all know, pro play was in NBA 2K24, which I don't think was one of the worst 2Ks, but it definitely was not the best, and I feel like it is crazy overrated. 2K24 was not that good. It was mid at best. Now, pro play in 2K25 is like, it's more of the dribble engine that makes it clunky. Now, I think pro play is definitely like a more lazy way to capture animations because it just uses like pretty much like real time, just pretty much camera. You record the NBA gameplay, you put it directly into the game instead of having somebody with a mocap suit actually act out the animations. So that all is going to depend on how, like, what the dribble engine is like and how the movement feels on the game. Because in 2K24, in my opinion, it was very slow and it was a little clunky, but 2K25 just was that times 2. It was way more clunky and way more slow. So we gonna see how they do pro play this year, if the gameplay is faster, if it's more smooth, but we gonna see. But pretty much like we know, we gonna have no height animation restrictions as we, you know, been asking for. We can expect to see that in the game, and then also we should be able to shoot with lower 3 points consistently again. You know, but like as y'all know, in my last video I talked about the rhythm shooting. Y'all know rhythm shooting was like 2K attempt to try to combat Zenners and people using Titans and cheating and stuff like that, but it didn't work. And they bring in rhythm shooting again this year in 2K26, but we gonna see if they do anything differently, because like I said, the cheaters, they found a way around rhythm shooting this year. So we gonna see what happened with that.
That will allow the game to be run a little bit more smooth and not as slower. I know a lot of people like the faster pace. Defensively, basically expect kind of similar in line of what it was this year as far as the cap breakers to be able to get certain things. But what I will say is that expect the 6'10" and taller builds to be able to get stuff like on-ball minutes and that type. So right now you see how it's capped off, not able to get the on-ball minutes. Expect to be able to get that and not be capped off with that. It's going to be interesting when it comes to lockdowns, because since you are able to, you know, potentially be able to get, you know, clamps and that type of sort, again, them 2K19 vibes of those 6'10" lockdowns that were running around that people were hated them 6'10". I had a 6'10" lockdown in 19. So, but again, you can kind of expect that. Expect my 6'10" lockdowns, expect, you know, 6'10" guard builds or dribbling builds. Big builds will be able to get it. Smaller builds are going to have some fun too. Don't get it twisted.
You guys heard it straight from Uncle Demi. You could expect to see taller builds being effective primary ball handlers in NBA 2K26. But that doesn't mean that smaller builds aren't going to have their place. I mentioned just a second ago, some of the best shooting builds that I've ever seen in 2K games throughout the years were in NBA 2K19, and these were smaller shooting builds. I mean, we used to have to send 2 defenders after those guys to make sure they ain't hitting them shots. Now it sounds like NBA 2K intends to bring the fun back for 2K players. But after my experience playing NBA 2K25, I'm just not sure how capable NBA 2K is.
Like he said, so everything we just heard and now we've been talking about in this video, it sound good, but is 2K gonna pull through? 2K has been known in the past for pretty much lying about stuff, and like when the game come out, stuff get patched, you know, first day and stuff like that. So we gonna see what happened, but it sounds very nice. No height animation restrictions, you know, consistent shooting again, taller point guards, being able to dribble. All of that sounds pretty good, you know what I'm saying? It gets people pretty excited. But let me know in the comments how y'all feel about this, if y'all think 2K can pull through and make 2K fun again, if we gonna have a good 2K this year. It sounds like they're doing stuff right. They just gotta come through and make it happen. Make sure y'all boys leave a like on the video. I'm gonna be replying to a lot of comments in this video, so let me know y'all thoughts and we can have some conversations in the comments. But until the next video, man.